This is 29-year-old Joshua Foreman, and over the last 10 years, he's been arrested by local police at least 9 times. People have been stopping us, asking questions, taking pictures of the sketches that we have. They want to know what these two men look like, so I want to show you those sketches one more time. Both parents ended up getting dragged because they were literally clinging on to the side of the car to try to get their baby out of the back seat. I'm going to turn around and give you guys a look. Governor DeSantis, do you have any reaction to the quarantine measures that have been put in place by other states? The group is now marching to the city hall here in Punta Gorda. They're chanting Black Lives Matter. I want to give you guys a look at the protesters. We're at the tail end of this march. That cruiser was in an accident and somehow launched into this ditch down here. And you can see a towing company just pulled the cruiser out here. And this is what the mother of the teen that died, Christine Gray, wants to see out here. There were kind of two dueling events, and both of them actually just wrapped up. There are people still milling about, but I want to show you why they were here. Take a look. You can see 19 bags here with candles lit up inside. You can see those 3 SUVs in the middle that have the presidential seal on them. We're not entirely sure what vehicle the president is inside. You know, you guys, it's a happy ending to a heartbreaking story. I have confirmed with a local anti-human trafficking advocate that she has picked up that 17-year-old boy, and they're traveling back to Lee County.
You guys to leave the property.
Okay. Fox 4 was kicked out of the Lago del Sol apartment complex Thursday and barred from asking them questions about the state of their apartments. But to understand how we got here, I've got to take you back to the week of April 26th.
When I first moved in here, it started as it was a mid-sized hole, and it just got bigger and bigger over time.
We were tipped off by several people in the complex about a massive pothole at the front entrance. One woman, Charlisa Hood, told Fox 4 that hole was impacting her kids' learning.
My children are special needs. They bus supposed to pick them up right here. They bus can't come here.
In fact, the hole is so bad that more than a year ago, in January of 2020, even the Lee County School District reached out to the complex about it because they were concerned, but nothing was done.
They told us it was going to get fixed, and that's the best it got fixed right there.
While investigating that poorly paved road, we learned that there were other things in the complex that needed to be fixed. And then I stepped inside of Unit 349, which belongs to Miss Hood and 6 of her 7 kids. Out of respect to her kids, we didn't shoot video, but these pictures show you exactly what we saw. Rusted pipes, a shower head literally falling out the wall, a dishwasher full of water that won't drain, and cupboards hanging on by a thread.
They cleaned the apartment upstairs, and the roaches been coming through the ceiling, through the vents.
Hood lives here with her kids and gets rental assistance from the Housing Authority for the city of Fort Myers. She says over the last few years, most of her complaints about the state of her place have fallen on deaf ears. Fox 4 did some digging and found out that this apartment recently failed 2 inspections by the Housing Authority. The first one in February found evidence of a rodent infestation, a need to spray for roaches, a window that can't stay open, severely water-damaged cabinets, water-damaged carpet that needs to be replaced, water damage in the kitchen ceiling and in a living room wall. Documents show that all of these issues were the fault of the owner, not the tenant, and the complex was given 30 days to fix things.
They want their money, and we want to live happy, peaceful, healthy. We ain't got that.
A month later, and the reports are identical except for the date. The inspection showed that nothing was fixed and the unit failed again.
This is depressing my children. I took my daughter to the doctor the other day, and they asked her how she was feeling, and she said she was depressed. My son said he depressed. This is too much.
Typically, the housing authority would pay the bulk of Hood's $14.25 a month rent, and she would just pay $175 a month. But because of the back-to-back failures, in a letter dated April 29th, the housing authority told complex managers that they would stop paying their portion of the rent and added that Ms. Hood would only be responsible for her portion of the rent, meaning the complex would lose out on $1,200 a month. The housing authority also threatened to end its agreement with the complex if things weren't fixed by May 31st. Since then, Hood says complex management has been leaving these notices on her door. They all threatened to evict her for not paying the full rent amount, even though legally she's not required to. Which brings us back here.
Somebody in a green shirt just ran over and locked the door.
After calling and emailing Lago del Sol Complex Management and their California-based owner, Pacifica Edisto Lake LLC,
they see me, but they're not coming to the front door.
we showed up to get some answers.
Hello?
And after a few minutes of waiting and knocking,
Hi.
I'm going to ask you guys to leave the property.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this is private property and we do not allow news cameras, so I'm going to need you guys to please leave the property.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Can you identify yourself? I don't know who you are.
Also, I'm not authorizing myself to be on camera.
we were asked to leave, and we were told no comment when we asked about Unit 349. It's a situation that, without intervention, will likely leave Hood right where we found her a month ago.
But I'm looking for somewhere that's safe to take my kids. I have 3 kids with special needs, 7 kids in all.
And Hood also tells me that the housing authority has given her a voucher so she can move out of her apartment because they don't anticipate that all of those problems will be fixed by May 31st. That said, she says she still hasn't been able to find a place that she can move into by next Monday that takes housing vouchers and can accommodate her and her kids. In Fort Myers, Rochelle Alleyne, Fox 4.
We've heard your complaints about locked unemployment accounts.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the stress. I'm 57 years old with severe COPD, and I can't get my unemployment payment. It's absolutely insane.
And we've been flooded with responses in Southwest Florida and beyond.
And you live in the West Palm Beach area?
Yes, but I've gone through the ID.me system probably 3 times now, and nothing.
And we're working to investigate why so many of you seem to be having trouble verifying your identity for unemployment through the state's third-party partner, ID.me. After exchanging emails with the State Department of Economic Opportunity and ID.me several times over the last month, we took our questions straight to the governor Wednesday.
I'll have to refer you to Dane Eagle on that.
Right off the bat, he tried to reroute us to the leader of the DEO, Dane Eagle, but we let Governor DeSantis know that we've been trying to reach him over the last month.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Well, I will call Dane after this. I'll let him know that you asked, and I will have him personally follow up with you guys. Yes, ma'am.
And it appears the governor made good on his promise. Shortly after that exchange, I got a call from the DEO, but instead of answering my questions, they opted to speak to my colleague, Fox 4 anchor Patrick Nolan, who was at the press conference. Dane Eagle spoke directly to Nolan and claimed that crossed wires were at the heart of my unanswered calls and emails. When it comes to issues with ID.me, Eagle acknowledged that the wait times were too long and that he didn't know that the company had more than 20 complaints on the Better Business Bureau website. That said, he did defend ID.me, saying that they were, quote, trusted partners and that they are, quote, good at what they do. It's a sentiment that Nakasha Wells from West Palm isn't buying.
I think ID.me needs to go away. That's first and foremost. I think the system is broken, and so they need to acknowledge that.
Shortly after talking to Patrick Nolan, the DEO did provide me with a statement. They acknowledged that some folks were having problems and said that there were a few reasons for that. One possibility is that there are legitimate fraud concerns connected to those accounts, and another possibility is an ongoing issue with accounts that are apparently being relocked after people have been verified. verified. The DEO says that in those cases, it could take up to 2 days for your account to be unlocked, and that they're working to get people their money quickly. They're answers that may provide some relief to those who say the pandemic has already robbed them of so much.
I was terminated because I'm a single mom, and I had to make a decision about staying home and becoming a third grade teacher for my student, my 9-year-old student.
And we're going to keep digging deeper and following up to make sure these issues are resolved. If you're having problems, you can send us an email at news@fox4now.com. Also, to read that full statement from the DEO, you can head to our website, fox4now.com. In Cape Coral, Rochelle Alleyne, Fox 4.